Hi, I'm Tia Rainey, and I'm the Executive Director of the Tucson Second Chance Community Bail Fund. We are a Black-led abolitionist organization. The Bail Fund was founded in 2017 after a Black Lives Matter Tucson project called the Mama's Day Bailout, where we were trying to raise awareness about Black femmes and families being directly impacted by pretrial detention. It was a huge success, but what happened is we understood that there was a much deeper need to have a sustained community bail fund. So our mission is to disrupt the cycle of pretrial detention as well as in the criminalization of poverty. We specifically look to Black, Indigenous, and Brown community members that are too impoverished to get free, because we understand that when people are held pretrial just because they can't afford to get free, that folks lose custody of their children, they can lose their apartments. It has real serious repercussions in terms of destabilizing families, and that's our priority. As local activists, we understood that liberation is such an important tenet of what we're trying to collectively build here, and knowing that 70 to 80% of those sitting in our local jail are there pretrial detention, meaning that they have not been convicted of a crime, right? And that they're there really because most of them are too poor to afford money bail. That is why we decided to create this, because we understood and heard the stories of our community members who were getting crushed by the criminalization of poverty. So money bail is supposedly a fee that the courts assign to people to incentivize them to show up to their future court dates. But the reality of how money bail works is that those who have money can post and be free and go back to their lives. And for those that are most poor, most marginalized in our community, they're sitting in jail for sometimes months, sometimes years, because they can't afford to pay this money that's supposed to guarantee that they show up. So in Pima County, they have been introducing a push towards bail reform. But what we really understand is what they're pushing are false alternatives to incarceration, like electronic monitoring. We also know that the people that we've been helping for the last 4+ years are not being touched by these systems, because they're the people that are considered dangerous or more at risk because they're people of color. So we've worked really hard to make this process as seamless as possible. So when your loved one is detained pre-trial, you go to www.tucsonbailfund.org, go to the Request Help tab, and fill in an application. Once you submit that, someone from our team receives a confirmation of your application, and we get in touch with you as soon as we are able. And if we assess that we are able to pay the bail, we pay it for free. The beautiful thing about what we've created is that as soon as this person's case is resolved, that money comes back to the bail fund and we're able to use it to help someone else. So much of what we're building here is not just about bringing people out of the jail, it's also educating the public. It's trying to really, I think, shift the dialogue of how we are seeing and interacting with the jail, understanding that these systems are not actually giving us the things that they claim that they are. They're not actually fostering safety, they're actually destabilizing our community. What we want is healing. What we want in the long term is that people who are on the margins or people who are poor are no longer just sent straight into the system, but that in fact, we are giving them the support so that they can be successful. When I make that phone call to the loved ones of someone we just posted bond for, it literally makes my day, because you understand how traumatic these separations really are, and how meaningful it is that we are doing something that's not just a kindness, but we're doing it for free, and we're not extracting anything from people that are used to systems that are unhelpful, that are cold. And it really just, it makes it worth it. One of the most important ways that you can help support our mission is to donate. The average bond that we post is between $5,000 to $10,000. And the beautiful thing is that that money comes back. as soon as that case is resolved, and we can use it to help support other people in our community indefinitely until we don't need to exist anymore. The goal for us is ultimately changing the conversation here locally. It's building people power so that we can one day get to the point where we get rid of not just money bail, but the system of pretrial detention that is disproportionately impacting Black, Brown, and Indigenous people and the poor. We're so deeply appreciative of how Tucson has shown up for us over the last 4+ years. Our work could not exist without your generosity. And we are so thankful that you continue to spread the word about our work, most especially. If you or anyone you know is being detained pre-trial, they need bail assistance, please go to www.tucsonbailfund.org today, submit a request help, and we would love to assist you all.